How's everybody doing? Exciting day here for CBS Radio. I'm John Paul Flame. I'm one of the sports junkies on the morning show on 106.7 The Fan. We're here today to make the exciting announcement about moving to D.C. Joining us today are the Honorable Mayor Vincent Gray, members of his office, on-air personalities from all of the stations, and you can wave. I'm JP from the Junkies. We have Kelly Collis from Fresh FM, Derek and Jen from Fresh FM, Pedro Biaggi from El Zol, DJ Flex from PGC, Nathan Hager and Amy Morris from WNEW, and many others. So we thank you very much for joining us in this very special day for CBS Radio in D.C. And we will be hearing from the mayor, from CBS CEO and President Dan Mason, and Senior Vice President and Market Manager of CBS Radio, Steve Swenson, as well. To begin, I'd like to introduce the Honorable Mayor of the District of Columbia, Mayor Vincent C. Gray.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Isn't this a great day in the neighborhood? We are absolutely so excited about today. You know, this was a holiday weekend, but I couldn't think anything about Monday and coming out here and hoping it would be a great day for us to be able to jointly be able to make this announcement. As many of you know, many of you may not know. Well, I guess we got noise. We got progress back here somewhere. In any event, we've been working hard to be able to redefine our economy here in the District of Columbia. As you know, sequestration and the recession hit the district pretty hard. And the sequestration effort really helped to open all of our eyes to the fact that we could no longer be as dependent upon the federal economy as we have in the past, and really realize, quite frankly, the need for us to be able to develop in other areas. And that's exactly what we've been doing. And through our Deputy Mayor's office, who I'll mention in just a second, we've been working hard on a creative economy strategy. And boy, even before the strategy is finished, we are delighted to be able to say that we have CBS coming to the District of Columbia. I want to acknowledge the presence of our at-large council member, Anita Bonds, who has joined us today. Anita, thank you so much for being here. You've been a trooper and you've been helpful to us all along the way. Recognizing the importance of being able to have a broader economy than we have had in the past. And Michael Stevens, I want to recognize you as well. You've been a trooper all along the way. The Capitol Riverfront bid is a very important part of us being able to move forward with our efforts. You know, this change in the economy, the creative economy, will allow us to bring creative new entrepreneurs here to the District of Columbia, will help us to be able to meet in ways we haven't been able to meet before the needs of major corporations. And boy, is CBS a major corporation coming to the District of Columbia. And also will help us to create what we wanted to create, and that is a resilient local arts community. And I'm excited again to be able to announce over that noise over there that the Mid-Atlantic headquarters of CBS Radio is coming to the District of Columbia, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this is a growing and developing and rapidly expanding area. As you know, we have the Nationals baseball stadium just south of where we are now. And for those of you who saw the game yesterday, they pulled it out in the ninth inning. It was an exciting 3-2 victory. And, you know, just so we didn't have it all in baseball, our basketball team went to Chicago last night and came back with a victory. We are becoming quite a sports town. And just west of here, we have a plan to be able to open a new soccer stadium. And we hope that that will add. Imagine a relationship between the United and CBS Radio. There's a marriage in there somewhere, ladies and gentlemen. We know that's coming. I want to thank the folks who work with me every day who have done such a sterling job to be able to make things like this happen. And first of all, a man who I love to introduce and acknowledge as a dear friend. Victor and I did not know each other before January of 2011, when I was looking for someone to come in and take on the responsibility of planning and economic development for the District of Columbia. And about 27.5 seconds after he walked into my office, I knew that Victor was the guy. And boy, has he proven, you've proven me absolutely right, Victor, that the job you have done is absolutely incredible here in the District of Columbia. And I just want to salute you myself for the great work that you've done, and this is yet another example of it. I also want to thank Jennifer Boss. Jennifer is now our interim director for business development, and before that she helped us really jumpstart our commitment to technology, because that is yet another area that we're expanding our economy here in the District of Columbia. And she's worked hard to take on these responsibilities after David Zipper moved on to take on more responsibility in technology across the city with 1776. And Chris On, who is our corporate assistance director, he's the guy that was right on the ground making this happen. And Chris, I want to thank you for what you have done. How about a big hand for these folks in our economic development cluster? And of course, I would be remiss unless I recognize if I didn't recognize the leadership of CBS that's here with us today. I want to thank Dan Mason, who's the president and CEO of CBS Radio. Dan, thank you so much for being here with us today. Steve Swenson, who is the senior vice president and marketing manager for CBS Radio. Steve, thank you so much for being here. Marianne Corio, who is the CBS real estate director, and the rest of the CBS family, especially my longtime and dear friend, Justine Love, who is such a, man, she is a catalyst for CBS. What a great choice you all made to have her. What a great choice Justine is to have her representing the face of CBS Radio here in the District of Columbia. She's known by everybody and liked by everybody. So whatever you do, hang on to Justine, man, because she is it here in the District of Columbia. Thank you, Justine. You know, we're fortunate to have such a concentration of, I guess I would call it, creative institutions here in the District of Columbia. We have now 18 or 19 Smithsonians. We're building a new one down right in the shadow of the Washington Memorial. And of course, we have a number of private businesses, enterprises that are involved in the creative economy as well. There's so many initiatives that we have in that area in the District of Columbia, so much we're excited about. A lot of people don't realize we have almost 120,000 jobs now in the creative economy in the District of Columbia. And with CBS's stations coming here, all 6 stations, that will bring at least another 350 full-time and part-time workers to this area. And boy, what a great opportunity it's going to be. Can you picture the people coming up and watching this ground-level performance studio, people standing out here, even in 4-degree weather, watching what's going on at CBS? Well, maybe not 4-degree weather, but you know, weather like this, there'll be people who are outside who are taking in what's going on here. We got Yards Park, right, Michael? And we got so many other wonderful developments taking place down here in this area of the city. It wasn't that long ago, frankly, when this area of the city was really off limits. It was pretty much defined as being the area of the Navy Yard, and people didn't know much about what else was going on down there because there wasn't much else. So it's changed radically, it's changed rapidly, and this is yet another example of what's happening in this area of the city. And so, to mark the coming of CBS, I would like to ask Dan if he would come up. We are proud to present this plaque to you that basically says it is with great pleasure that the District of Columbia proudly welcomes CBS Radio to 1015 Half Street Southeast, right here in the nation's capital, right here in the District of Columbia, Washington, D.C. Welcome, CBS.
I guess to formally introduce our next speaker is a guy who pretty much, I just know him. He's a big cheese at CBS Radio, and I exchange small talk to and from the bathroom. It's Steve Swenson, the Senior Vice President, Marketing Manager of CBS Radio in D.C.
Thank you, everyone. Really appreciate it. Thanks, JP. Next time I head into the bathroom, I'll talk to you some more. I want to thank everyone for joining us today. It gives me great pleasure to stand here with Mayor Vincent Gray, Deputy Mayor Victor Hoskins, as well as my boss, Dan Mason, President and CEO of CBS Radio, and our division's President of Sales, Michael Weiss, as we proudly announce Half Street as the new broadcast home for CBS Radio's 6 local DC stations. This building right here we're in front of, in the rapidly growing Capitol Riverfront, will house 11 state-of-the-art studios, 8 production suites, and all programming, sales, marketing, engineering, and digital operations for WPGC 95.5, 94.7 Fresh FM, 106.7 The Fan, El Zol 107.9, All News 99.1, and CBS Sports Radio 1580. One of the most exciting aspects of our move will be what we're creating right down the street here on L Street. As the mayor mentioned in his comments, we will build a glass front broadcast studio from which all of our shows will frequently broadcast throughout the year, allowing listeners to see firsthand their favorite personalities and hear great news and music programming. In addition, we are building an intimate performance space where we will invite artists that are heard across our 3 music stations to play in front of live studio audiences. But it won't just be for the enjoyment of those inside the performance space. Visitors and area residents will be able to watch and listen from the sidewalk as well. And it won't just be the music we play. Our sports and news stations will host unique panels and discussions. We look forward to this street-level studio and performance space to add to the vitality and pedestrian activity here in Southeast. As we began looking at places we might move our stations to, we explored many of the surrounding communities. All of the major broadcast radio companies are located, like we currently are, in suburban areas or up the Wisconsin-Connecticut corridor in the far northwest. But it was important for our growth opportunities to explore taking our 6 stations to the center of the DMV, Washington, D.C. We want engagement with our listeners beyond just speaking to them over the airwaves, beyond just online, and beyond social media. With our performance space and our street-level studio, we will have just that. There have been several people who helped us see the strong value of moving here. First and foremost, I want to thank Mayor Gray and his staff, who have been incredibly helpful in articulating the mayor's vision to both the building owner and to us at CBS about what is possible here in the Capitol Riverfront. And that is a vibrant, active entertainment center anchored by sports, restaurants, and media. I'd also like to thank Michael Stevens, who is president of the Capitol Riverfront Business Improvement District. He and his team's input also helped us make our final decision to move here. We are thrilled to become the only broadcast company in downtown Washington, D.C. All of us at CBS Radio look forward to growing this wonderful community with all of you as we move into it. So thank you, and now I'd like to introduce the president and CEO of CBS Radio, Dan Mason. Dan?
Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Mayor Gray, and your outstanding team for joining us this day in this celebration. You know, Steve mentioned the performance studios, which will be on the right, to my right, in the glass area. So you'll see music stars, sports stars, news makers. Imagine that, all in live performance area, live setting areas. One thing that I do want to mention about our radio stations here in Washington, D.C. We've got a lot of our air personalities here today, and if you're in the crowd, can you raise your hand? Because and ladies and gentlemen, don't put them down, leave them up. This is how radio works. Radio is live and local, it's emotional, it touches listeners, and these are the people that make the engine go every day. So we salute them, and it's going to be an exciting place for them to practice their professional aspects of what they do every day. So all is good. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, like Mayor Gray said, and thank you for coming, and onward and upward. And we're going to open that performance studio in July, so you'll see the first acts rolling out of there soon, hopefully. Thank you very much. JP?
Well, that's it. Thank you very much for coming. Exciting day. We appreciate everybody. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. And for those of you that haven't been on a tour, I'm told that we're going to go actually see the place. So it's very exciting. Thank you very much for coming.